Wireless technologies have combined with changes in where and how people work to radically alter the planning of new offices. At the time of this course production, large office furniture companies are moving away from selling wired cubicles and are trying to refocus their product lines on furnishings that are more flexible in terms of use. Desks are transitioning from cubicle-embedded plastic laminate work surfaces to something more like a table. Interior designers are free to suggest novel arrangements, such as taking over the dining room table as a generous and rather elegant desk, and relinquishing it only for formal dinners. An almost paperless office is now possible, reducing filing cabinets to a minimum. Laptops allow people to work where and when we please, even outside on a patio or terrace. In the interest of helping interior designers who are working with older, cubicle-based office environments, some basic information on office communications and data wiring is included here. Interior designers are often responsible for showing the location of electrical power, data, and telephone connections, both in homes and in offices. The goals are flexibility and ease of access. Plugging in equipment should not require a user to crawl around on the floor. Rewiring for new technology should not involve ripping up walls and floors. In the heyday of office cubicle design, standards in the United States recognized 3 types of communications cables. The most common is Category 5 Unshielded Twisted Pair, or UTP, cable. There are also other category types, such as Category 3 or Category 6. The second type is Shielded Twisted Pair, or STP cable. The third type, optical fiber, continues to grow in popularity and availability. Fiber optic cable used for communications has either a glass or a plastic filament at its core, encased in a plastic sheath. It transmits data converted to light pulses rather than electronic signals. The 2 major classifications of fiber optic cables are single-mode and multi-mode. Single-mode fiber optic cables are primarily used for distances greater than 2 kilometers, 1.2 miles, and for high bandwidth applications. Multi-mode fiber optic cables are used for distances less than 2 kilometers, 1.2 miles, and applications that have multiple connection requirements. Multi-mode fiber optic cables are the most common type of cables used in commercial office buildings. Currently, a great deal of the wiring in buildings is inactive, left over from a previous tenant or use. As wireless technology expands interior design options, more and more wiring will become obsolete. According to Jeffrey S. Weil, Senior Vice President of Colliers International, a corporate real estate information resource, both tenants and landlords could be affected by a new provision announced in 2002 by the National Fire Protection Association, NFPA, that requires the removal of abandoned data and telephone cable. In buildings that are between 15 and 20 years old, there may be many abandoned wires throughout the plenum. Weil claims that used wiring does not appear to be cost-effective for recycling. Some large institutional office building owners are taking the lead in removing obsolete wiring as tenants move out. For many other building owners, this is a problem that will not go away anytime soon. This is from the 2006 Telephone and Data Cable Update, still available on the Internet as of August 2013. People are surrounded by wires. Even wireless equipment spends its off-duty time attached to a charger. The following are some guidelines for planning future wiring needs. Raised floor access to cabling and power distribution should be considered. Plug-and-play floor boxes for power, data, voice communications, and fiber optics should be incorporated into the plan. Modular and harnessed wiring and buses should be used to control cables. Conferencing hubs for flexibility in daily use and for reorganization should be included as needed. All necessary voice, cable, and data systems should be identified, and adequate equipment rooms and conduit runs should be provided, including audiovisual and speaker systems, internet access, local area networks, LANs, wide area networks, WANs, and wireless fidelity, Wi-Fi. Wireless technology should be considered and accommodated as needed. As fewer individuals and businesses rely on landlines for most of their telephone calls, extensive telecommunications wiring may be phased out. In the past, competing telephone service providers requested their own telephone closet in multiple tenant buildings, duplicating wiring and space requirements. Businesses and institutions have been racing to keep up with wireless technology. As office workers and students come to expect wireless internet and telephone connections wherever they want them, retrofits are installed as quickly as possible. The equipment is neither invisible nor carefully designed. As long as people continue to use wires to carry information, wires will be part of interior environments. Access flooring raised only a few inches can house wiring, yet enable it to remain easily accessible and almost invisible. The height changes must be ramped or otherwise made accessible.